Evening to all our viewers. This is Saksham and today we'll be discussing the reasons behind why people are protesting against CAA, NPR and NRC. In the first segment of the show, I'll be showing you some of the visuals of Mumbai Bagh and will also be talking to some of the protesters regarding what are their views on the scene.
It is very clear that our main demands are to do away with and revoke the draconian, unconstitutional and communal laws such as the CAA, the Citizen Amendment Act, as well as the very extremely dangerous NRC, the National Register of Citizens, and even the NPR, the National Population Register. These are our three key demands, which is the demand of the entire movement of the country, and a very clear no to detention camps. Because today it is the detention camps, tomorrow it will be the concentration camps. And these three laws are similar to the kind of discriminatory laws that were brought in by the Nazis in Germany, which were referred to the Nuremberg laws, where they began to target the Jews and other minorities. And finally, we know where it all led to the Holocaust.
भी बम्बई वासी है, सबका आने का मेन मकसद यही है कि जो काला कानून पास करने के लिए ये सब जो लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं उसको हटाना। NPR, NRC, CAA जो हमारे संविधान के खिलाफ है और जो भी काम संविधान के खिलाफ होगा मैं नहीं, मेरी जैसी हजारों यहाँ झांसी की रानी और रजिया सुल्ताना उठे।
बहुत ही गलत हुआ क्योंकि हम यहाँ पे हमने 40 दिन से बैठेंगे और यहाँ पे किसी तरह का वॉयलेंस नहीं है। दिल्ली में भी 2 महीने से शाहीन बाग बैठा हुआ था, वहाँ पे किसी तरह का वॉयलेंस नहीं हुआ। और अगर होता है तो उसके खिलाफ स्ट्रिक्ट एक्शन लिया जाए, क्योंकि वॉयलेंस का साथ देना मतलब कि हम भी उसी चीज़ में शामिल हो, तो हम ऐसे प्रोटेस्ट।
Now, after having listened to the protesters, we will be talking to Dr. Vrushti Patel, a senior advocate based in Surat, who will be giving us legal insight about this.
Region School of Law or University Surat. Today I will discuss about the legal aspect of the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. So few of the crucial changes are made in the Citizenship Act 1955. There are two basically the distinct parts. The first one pertains to the special citizenship provision for the people belonging to specifically to Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, Parsi, Christian community in the neighboring Muslim majority countries of Afghanistan, Bangladesh and Pakistan. And the second one grants a wide power to the central government to cancel the registration of overseas citizenship of India card holders. So the primary ground on which the Citizenship Amendment Act is being challenged is stating that it is a violation and abuse of fundamental right which is provided under Article 14 of the Constitution of India, which talks about right to equality. So many of the petitions which are filed before the Supreme Court says that this religious-based discrimination is not only arbitrary and unreasonable, but it is also under-inclusive because it only ascertains certain communities and ignores the persecution faced by million others who don't belong to the 6 categories which are mentioned in CAA. So many of the people have said that this distinguishing these groups is again a violation of the standard of equality which is guaranteed under Article 14. And they say that there is no reasonable rationale behind doing such kind of differential treatment to the illegal immigrants. Many of them say that it is not considering the rights of Rohingya Muslims. So basically, they also claim that the act itself is an anti-Muslim act. But if you take my opinion, I don't feel that it is an anti-Muslim act at all, because the Ahmadiyas and Rohingyas, if we talk, they can still seek Indian citizenship through naturalization if they have a valid travel documents. So it is not a question that they will never get a citizenship, right? They can just go with the procedure with the valid documents. So that is again not a question. Then CAA does not exclude Muslims from Pakistan, Bangladesh, Afghanistan if they want to apply for Indian citizenship. They can continue applying for it and they can get the citizenship. Many of the Pakistanis have already got the citizenship in India through the proper procedure. So that is also not a question like that. And the important note over here is that even the minorities that we are talking about, they cannot be granted an automatic citizenship. They also have to fulfill the conditions which are mentioned in third schedule of the Citizenship Act 1955. Which requires physical residence in India and good character requirement and so on. So I don't think it can be considered as a violation of Article 14, because when we talk about the sovereign space, historical collections and all, it is obviously not a violation. Now when we talk about this particular countries, why we have chosen Pakistan and Bangladesh specifically, so a reference can be made to Hindu Liaquat Pact, which was an agreement which was made by the government of India and Pakistan regarding security and right of minorities, which was signed in 1950.
Thank you, Dr. Patel. In this segment, we will be finding out that what are the views of the common man regarding the CAA, NPR, NRC.
When the question is asked, my opinion about CAA, NPR and NRC, maybe you are knowing that it is mandatory in our all nearby nations. In Bangladesh, it is called NID card. Pakistan, Nadra, Bhutan, CID card. Sri Lanka, we have NIC. Indonesia, KTP, Malaysia, my card, and such things are there. So I don't think there is anything wrong having CAA, NPR, and NRC in our country. The issue seems to be more political rather than there is any issue to anybody. We have been taking all the benefits, or rather I would say our rights for that matter, for all these years. So just showing an ID card, I don't think there is any issue in that. Yes, in recent times there have been protests, especially in Delhi, rather across the nation, which have turned violent. Yes, nobody approves of those violent things. Nobody would like that, because ultimately it is a loss to the nation. And for what are we fighting? Something which we don't even know about, just for the sake that maybe this will happen and that might happen. We are trying to just negate that. Let us accept, let the rules and regulations come, and nobody is asking anybody, you and me including, that we need to leave the country. No, nobody is doing that. And somebody with half knowledge, they are trying to tell us that this is going to be like somebody will ask us to leave the country. No, please excuse me, there is nothing like that. And what should the government do in order to control the situation and bring back law and order? Yeah, I feel like government is somewhere lacking in communicating properly to the people who are especially little bit under stress right now, that what will happen to their future or future generations. So government is lacking somewhere in communicating to them properly. Maybe some boards or committees, or maybe through advertisements or whatever possible, it should be very clearly communicated to the people that nobody is at the risk of losing their citizenship, be it you or me or anybody for that matter. Because if even I am not showing my iCards or whatever, then even I am at that risk. So please, let us be very clear what are we talking about. There is no point in protesting without knowing the backgrounds. And this is just half knowledge. This is just the tip of the iceberg which we are reacting to. No, I don't really appreciate the violence at all. Thank you.
CAA
NRC and NPR. As government has clarified that it is a law which is not meant for the Indian citizen, but it's a law which simplifies the process of attaining citizenship for certain classes of people who are at all not citizen at this point in time. So the protest has begun. I agree that CAA has certain loopholes in it, as pointed by, such loopholes are pointed by many experts also. But the protest is in the fear that NRC will be followed by CAA, and the protesters are having fear of NRC, seeing the NRC that was done in Assam in a particular way and the after effects of that NRC. But then we have to keep in mind that the NRC in Assam was done as per the directions of the Supreme Court of India and is a result of many historical facts and the treaties that were done in relation to the Assam and the separatist group there. So for NRC in the other parts of the India, the draft has not been, the NRC was not drafted, the rules and regulations are yet to be drafted by the government. But I feel that the government has failed to educate the people about the CAA and the interrelation, if there is any or if there is not any, of CAA with the NRC. So I think कि government का यहाँ पर थोड़ा failure है educate करने में, present करने में ये bill और NRC का matter. About the violent protest, I think violence से the focus has been shifted from the problem or the issue, if there is any, relating to the CAA or the NRC or the NPR. So violence has to be curbed very strictly by the government of India, and the education or about this bill and what the NRC is and what the NPR is and how it will be done should be done by the government. So government इस बारे में educate करे, NRC का कोई relation CAA के साथ है या नहीं, और अगर है तो किस टाइप का relation है. So अगर ये सारी चीज़ें clarify होंगी, so the element in the these protesters, the purpose of whom are not protesting CAA but maybe something else, such elements can be controlled by the government of India. Thank you.
NRC, they are good for nation. There is not any such issues which are being created by publics. It is just to allow the citizens of India to prove themselves that you are a citizen of India and to get yourself registered with these things, so that we can just have this control in the populations, which we are really facing so much. Recently government is having an issues about maximum peoples migrated to India from Bangladesh, Rohingya and many such countries. So usko control करने के लिए, to control them, this act has been drafted and has been introduced to India. I personally believe that this must be good for India. It doesn't in any condition doesn't affect the peoples of nation or people or living in India. So it is not such, but the way it has been introduced and the way it has been drafted or way it has been described to people of India has made this chaos in our country. There is nothing else. You should not say that we'll allow the citizens of other countries who are Hindu, Sikh, Christians and Jains. Rather than saying that, we should just say we will allow the peoples from other countries who are in minorities. In other countries who are in minorities. So ये बहुत ही simple हो जाता है. But just discarding the word Muslims and Islams from this communist who we are going to allow has created the chaos, nothing else.
Okay.
Your third question.
Amendment Act is very important step taken to regularize the things which for many years which were ignored and which were never given importance, and because of that lot of infiltrations and some anti-national activities also happened. So this is the time, this is an effort to set right those things and related things which for long have been ignored. So I strongly support the NRC as well as the CAA. As far as the violence is concerned, I am sure whenever there is something big or something new or something radical action is taken, at that time some people may not like it, some people may like it, but unfortunately we have a legacy of coming to the streets instead of talking with the people, instead of raising our voice. And even on streets there are many peaceful ways to protest, but somehow maybe because of some vested interests and all that, this violence and everything happens. I strongly condemn that. But yes, here there is some responsibility of the government also, how to handle such situation. It's easier said than done, I understand that. So what is important is that from both the sides, those who are in favor and those who are against, they should show some restraint, and with tactfully, diplomatically, and with the following the path of the truth. It should be followed in the larger interest of the nation, not in the narrowed down interest of individual community or individual people. I think this is what is required at this stage in India, because India is going through again a sort of not so happy phase in terms of these violent protests and everything. But I think if all the citizens raise their voice and support what is right and protest what is wrong but peacefully, then I think we'll be on the path of the peace. Thank you.
So, as we saw that these were some of the reasons behind why people were protesting against the CAA, NPR, NRC laws.